Everybody, this is a light language transmission in preparation for the grand convergence on the 21st of the 12th, solstice, the Star of Bethlehem as it's called, relating back to the time of Christ when it was foretold that a baby was to be born who would lead humanity into kindness and unity and love. And this was, of course, Jesus Christ. And at this time, it is humanity who is, as a whole, who is receiving this birth. We're receiving this birth of the Christed heart into our own hearts, into the hearts of humanity. And again, it is foretold, and again, a star has arrived to guide us through. So this star is an astrological conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter. And there is a lot of astrology around that, which I will link in below. But it's also something that I have been painting. I do channeled paintings, and I'm realising it's almost like a convergence of about 3 or more of my paintings. All of my paintings are connected to each other. They're all different aspects of a process we're going through in the ascension process. So they all interrelate. They all follow on from each other, and they're all connected to each other. So the ones that are coming into focus today is the 2 paintings that have guiding stars in them, which I believe are very much related to the star that's appearing on the 21st tomorrow, the Star of Bethlehem. And the third, and one of them is the depicting actually that Christ story where the 3 kings or the 3 wise men are following the star to the birth of the Christed heart. This is clearing my throat, sorry, so this code's coming, clearing everybody's throat. This is, throat is about authenticity and truth. And the third painting is one I've spoken about before, which is called Illumination. It's a white dove of peace, and it's bringing in the egg, golden egg of illumination to illuminate the hearts of humanity. It's dropping it into a heart of humanity within a larger heart of unity. And it's about the cosmic heart. So I'll include all these pictures. The codes in the pictures are important. And the universe also speaks to me through, I get higher knowing in my sleep. I do multidimensional work in my sleep, go off and travel and do work, but it also, in my waking hours, shows me a lot of signs and synchronicities, which is like reading the tarot cards, except they're not on cards. They're around me. They're in my environment. They're in the experiences I have and the interactions I have with people. If you see it as we are constantly generating frequency, and that frequency comes from our energetic state of being and the level of our consciousness and the level of our intention. But it also comes from our thoughts and our emotions, and whatever we're projecting out, it goes out in an infinity loop and it comes back to us. And we have to experience our creations. We are here to create. We are creators, and we're constantly creating, and we're here to create. We're supposed to be creating worlds. We're supposed to be creating experiences for our souls to journey through. And our conscious mind may judge those experiences, but at a soul level, these are experiences that we've wanted to have, that have grown and developed us. This is really hurting my throat. So this is really bringing in a really big throat clearing as we come into a new authenticity in humanity collectively. Oh, it's dropping down now. Dropping down into the solar plexus. It's like I've swallowed a big egg. And the egg's in my throat, and it's slowly moving down, through the esophagus down into the solar plexus area, and I can feel it kind of hitting down into the womb area, the abdomen now. But so it's like swallowed the egg that the dove of peace and illumination is bringing into the hearts of humanity and embodying it, digesting it, taking it into, once it's in your digestive system, it gets processed and broken down and becomes part of your physical body. Isaka choko toko sotoko toko choka sataka kataka sataka choko sotoko toko chupa sataka kasa sataka chopo soko toko 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 choko sotoko kotoko soko toko poko. Isacha sakapataka kotoko sotoko koko soko koko toko choko soko toko kokoto. Akacha sakataka kataka koso toko potoko chopo soko toko koso toko koko soko toko ko. Ikechuka sotoko poko, ikechu sokoto poko koto sokoto poko sokoto poko koto sotoko koto koko potoko chopoko sotoko popo. Asechoka patasa taka poko toko chopo sokota pataka poso topoko koko sotoko potoko chopoko sotoko poko taka kata skata poko. Isukacha sakapotoko poko toko poko koto sopotoko koto sopotoko toko koko. Iskataka koso kotoko poko koso toko chopo koso toko poko soko potoko sokoto taka kata. Isakachoka sata pakata kachoko poso toko poko koso toko koko topo koko. Asakataka kasa taka poko koko toko chopo soko toko soko potoko koko. Isacha sakapataka katoko poko. Isakacha sapataka sapatoko koto sakataka chopoko sotaka kataka stapoko. Asakacha poko sokotoko toko chopoka sataka kasakataka poko toko chopoko. Isacha sakapataka taka chopo sokotoko koso toko potoko chopo sokotoko. Akacha sapataka kasataka poko koso toko poko chopoko sotaka taka toko poko to. Ikacha sakataka pasataka potoko poko sotoko chipka sataka potoko po. Isacha sakapataka po potoko chopo sotoko poko toko poko sotoko chopo sotoka kataka chipo. Isacha sakapataka kasatapa katoko poko potoko chopo sotoko potoko potaka kataka ka. Isakacha kapasataka poko toko poko koko sotoko koko sotoko poko toko ko. Iskataka poko sakata poko kataka 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 poto. Isakata sakapataka poko kosoto poko chopo sotoko potoko toko. Isacha sakapataka soko potoko koto soko toko potaka taka. Iskataka taka toko sotoko toko potoko chopo sotoko potoko sotoko poto. Isacha sakapataka poko toko toko soto potoko chopo sakataka taka sapatoko poko. Isacha sakapataka sapataka toko chopo soko toko sotoko potoko ko. Isakaka sata pakataka sapataka toko poso potoko sopotoko chopo koto. Isakacha sapakataka poko toko poso toko potoko kata sakataka poko koto potoko chopo. Isakaka sataka kaka sapoko toko ko soko toko toko potoko popo potoko potoko popo. So, the tarot cards in the reading today are actually from the universe. I've taken pictures and I will put them in the video, and they're also my paintings. So these are the energies we're harnessing today, and all the messages have come through those today. So following on from yesterday, what happened was I was talking about different levels of programming. So we have our etheric blueprint, and we have our different bodies within that etheric blueprint, like the astral, the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body. These are all connected to a blueprint, a divine blueprint. And all of those different bodies can hold different distortions. The distortions happen in the energetics before they become physical in the physical body. And this is where we're upgrading. So when we're upgrading, we're doing fixes. Well, we're doing fixes on any distortions in any of those bodies. We're including the physical body. And then we can also work with the soul level and things like that. So we're upgrading our software all the time. And our physical body, you could say, is the hardware that we're also upgrading through light language. And the cosmic energies coming in, the solar, the light codes coming through the solar flares. And our consciously calling it in. And I wanted to mention that the ascension process and the raising higher and the birthing of the Christed consciousness, the Christed heart, the cosmic heart into the hearts of humanity is an answered prayer. It is something that we have called for as a collective. And it's anyone who's incarnated here at this time has incarnated because they want to go through this process, because this process has been in the works for many, many generations. So when I was talking about computer software needing to be upgraded, and when you have one level of consciousness or computer programming, the lower levels of consciousness can't see you and feel you as much as you can see and feel them. You have a higher perspective. And they're much more ingrained in their lower consciousness patterns. And, you know, this is what we call being asleep or awake, really. So what I felt... Okay, they want me to talk about that first. So what I felt during the night was a shifting upwards collectively of consciousness, a shifting upwards from one program to another program. So it's like a critical mass of those asleep woke up. It felt... so this was during my light work in my sleep. So it was... If I'm putting it in really practical terms, let's talk about what attracts us to each other. And if that's at a lower level of consciousness, it can be based purely in the physical levels. What's going to work for me, what's going to improve my life at a practical level, what's going to give me a better lifestyle, what do I think being the operative word, not feel, not heart consciousness, head, mind consciousness, what do I think is going to make me feel happy? And so these are based on lower values, such as a partner that looks good or has a nice body or is popular or these days has a big following on social media, or works out, or has money, or has connections, or has something of value in the physical realms that is useful to have as a friend or as a partner. And I felt that very tangibly and very strongly shift up, not just a notch, but like about 5 notches. I'm feeling that in my throat again now, throat and heart. So it felt like that shifted to suddenly lifting their head above that 4D into the 5D, where it's seeing from a new perspective, seeing energy, feeling, going more by feel, going by heart, with higher values, higher intentions. I'm not interested in the way someone looks anymore. I'm interested in the way they feel, the way it feels to be near them, how my energy responds to them, that they're kind, gentle people, that they're about unity, that they're about humanity, that they love animals, that they're aware of consciousness in all things. A really, really big, fast jump up in values, in consciousness. And so I want to now step back a bit and go back to what happened yesterday after yesterday's reading, when I was talking about the programming and the shifting in consciousness. And I became aware, I've been going through a process of trying to upgrade my laptop computer for, it must be about 6 months now. It was old hardware, so even though it worked very well and it's still got a fantastic processor, I mean, you still, what you can buy today is really only the same level of processors and storage and all of the kind of things that you would look for in a computer that this old hardware has from 2011. However, Apple has stopped allowing, making updated software for those models now, so it's obsolete. I could keep it and I could keep running the old software, but if I want to keep up with the updates, I can't do that anymore. So therefore, you wouldn't be able to get things like Zoom on it, and it wouldn't meet certain security standards, so you wouldn't want a kid to be using it, that kind of thing. Not that there's anything wrong with the hardware, but they've decided not to upgrade that version anymore. So I was trying to send it back. In order to send it back, I had to wipe all its memory. I'm seeing this as symbolic. So I had to wipe all its memory. I had to take every evidence of myself off it. I had to take off the Find My Mac. I had to take off the Apple iTunes, Apple, what's it called? Take it off as a device on my account with Apple, and all sorts of things before I could send it back. And they sent me a kit to send it back. And then, as I was just trying to do all of those things, and this is hours and hours of work, I'd already spent hours on it, and I was to the point where I just needed to just check those things that they've been done. Switch it on and it wouldn't work. It started up. It got its Apple symbol there. It started cycling through the startup, so it got that little line as if it's doing something, and then when it would get about a third of the way through the line, and it would go back to the beginning. It would go black again, and then it would show the Apple symbol, and then it would start. You can hear it kicking off and the fan going, and then the little line starts up like it's trying to wake up. It's trying to wake up. It's trying to boot up and get on board. And it just wasn't doing it. And it just, if I left it, it just kept doing it. So with the help of a friend, I looked into what this meant, how this was connected to me and my life, and what energy I was putting out to continue cycling through old programs that are obsolete, that are no longer working, that won't even boot up to send it back for recycling. And the thing is, I would have got, £120 if it worked, or nothing if it doesn't work. And so right at the point of sending it back, it stopped working, and cycling through old programs. And when we drilled down, we realised that I was still attached to getting something back from that experience of buying that computer and everything I went through to get that computer at the time, and everything that computer meant to me because of what was happening in the time and what I bought it for. And when I let go of the attachment to the old, to getting anything back from the old other than having had a beautiful computer that I experienced and used, I realized that I needed to send it back to the creator. Let the creator handle it. I can't send it back to the creator. And literally I was sending it back to the creator. I was sending it back to Apple. So the metaphor is, if you're holding on to something, trying to fix it with your mind, instead of just handing it back, surrendering it, let the creator deal with it. Let the creator deal with what you get back. It doesn't have to be coming back from that particular thing. Just understand that you got what you needed from it. It's done. Give it back. And there was a massive shift. And as I just felt an expansion as I realized that I was still holding on to the old. And as I let it go, and you can see this as the cycling of karma, the cycling of old patterns, of old obsolete things that are not relevant to you anymore. You're not going to get anything from them anymore. So I packed it up in the return kit, and I walked it down to the office where it was going to be collected from. And on that walk, as I handed it in and I got my little receipt, I looked down at the ground and I saw this, I'll put it in the video, this heart-shaped, it looked like a little piece of, I don't know, slate or something like that, but it was heart-shaped. And then in the middle of the heart, it looks like an egg in it, or, an item in it, something that it's containing, like the heart was containing something. And it reminded me, of course, of my painting where there's a heart inside the heart, and so there's a heart of humanity inside a cosmic heart portal, and the golden egg is going into it. So I felt like the golden egg had been dropped into the small heart. And I picked it up and I carried it in my pocket. And when I got home, just at the foot of my steps going up to my house, there was a heart-shaped hole in the ground. And it was illuminated by the fact that it had been raining. So it was illuminated by moisture or water around it, just to make it stand out even more. And so that felt like the portal. So I placed the little heart with the illuminated egg in it into the portal. It also felt very much like being met, like jigsaw pieces coming together, like the piece of the puzzle coming together, but like you meeting your perfect heart match, like your perfect heart match having received the updated programming to slip into place. Like a child putting, that game where the children have, where they have all the square pegs and the round pegs and they've got to put them in the right shaped hole. It was like that. It felt like soul connections coming together, perfect fits, perfect frequency, matching perfect frequency. And as I'm saying that, I'm seeing this card coming together, and it's an 8. 8 is abundance, and you can see the 3 hearts there as well, all connected together. And it feels like the cosmic heart, the human heart. I'm really feeling this in my throat. So if you can open to receive all these levels into your heart, feel like So the throat is the authenticity, it's the mask coming off, it's the letting go of anything inauthentic, anything that's invalid. And you might have to search a little bit in your consciousness, pay attention to the signs around you like that, and to drill down and see where you may be still holding on, that you didn't realize that you were still holding on. There we go. That's dropping into the solar plexus now. Yeah, there's really big changes happening through the throat now. Yeah, solar plexus is releasing. It almost feels similar like a solar plexus, higher grade solar plexus dropping into the old solar plexus, and the same with the throat, the same with the heart. So yes, I believe actually my same friend yesterday told me that the 2112 is an 8, which is abundance, which vibrates to Jupiter, so that makes sense, is it? So 2 and 1 is 3, and 3, 7, isn't it? 21, 12, 2020, that's 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10, it's 10, okay, forget that. So anyway, this card is an 8, so this is resonating to the Jupiter, abundance, expansion, the coming together, the infinity. The infinity is what we put out in the world, and it comes back to us. It comes back to us in our own experiences. Whatever frequency we're putting out in the world, it comes back to us in our own experience. We experience that frequency through the world around us, and by shifting the lower programs, the old lower vibrating, old outdated programs, we are shifting to putting out a different frequency, a higher frequency, which has to come back to us in the world. We have to feel that frequency coming in. The other thing that I felt shift yesterday after the transmission, where we were really embodying that light, we were dancing with the cosmic heart, we were embodying it, we're being it, we're being the love, we're being the channel for love, we're being it, we're feeling it through our bodies. This is then, of course, what we then emit out into the world, transmit out into the world, and comes back to us. And all day I just felt an incredible love. You know, the feeling of having cats, and they're so cuddly, they're so soft, and you want to touch them and pat them and cuddle them. That's how I felt, except about myself. Like I was the cuddly, irresistible creature that I just wanted to hug, but it was coming from inside of me. So if I could have cuddled myself, I would have. I just felt so lovable. So that's a message for today, coming from the universe around me, and how it relates to the paintings that have been coming through for years, that I feel are culminating around this time, at this sacred convergence, this grand convergence, this Christmas star portal, the solstice, a really pivotal time. People say it's moving into the age of Aquarius. The conjunction is right on 0 degrees Aquarius. Isaka chokopoto sokotokopotoko cho sokopotoko sotokotokopotoko chokosotopoko sotokotopatakacho. Isacha sakapotoko sotokopotoko cho sokotopotoko sotokopoko. Isacha sakapataka kokotoko sokopoko sokopotoko choko sotopoko sopoko chopoko sotokopoko osopotokopoko opto chopoko sotopotokopotoko. I'm seeing humanity individually and as a collective all straightening up and lining up to the stars above us. It's almost like, imagine all the planets were standing, were all in a vertical line, but they were out of alignment, and then they all line up into a vertical line. That's what I'm seeing, like an alignment of the planets. But at multiple levels, alignment of the planets and alignment of the stars. And I'm seeing it on a vertical axis. So with humanity at the bottom, the Earth is a planet as well. So that planet lining up, and all of us as part of that planet lining up with the other planets, lining up with the stars, and the sun, and all the celestial bodies. And as that alignment happens, a gateway forms. I've been talking about the whoosh, where everything's lined up to form almost like a funnel, where the light comes pouring in all the way down to the ground. So I'm seeing that. So I'm feeling this opening up as that alignment happens. And a very gentle receiving of beautiful, loving, harmonious, peaceful, cosmic light and love. Anakoto, anakato osoko, anakato osoko chokopo, isanakapoto o chosokopoto o anakapo, asacho, akatapoko, osochoko, osopoko, to choko, sotokopoko, isocho sokopotoko, sotokopoko, toko, chopo, sotokopotoko, tokopo, sotokopo, osacho sokopoko, topoko, sotokopota, chokopo, soko, icho sopoko, sotokopotoka, chapasakapoka, isacha pasatakapaka poko, isacha sapakatapoko, sotokopoko, isacha sakapatakapo, ataka, osotokopo, o, anamakataka sapokoto, inanamakata sapakato, anamanakatapasa takapapo, akasatakapa, achopo, isachapa, ata, oko, o. Okay, so that was a receiving from all the multi-dimensional layers, all the way from your highest dimension, closest to source, closest to God, coming all the way down into your highest density, which is your most dense dimensional aspect, which is, physical reality. And aligning up through the third eye now, soul purpose lining up through the third eye, bringing in your vision of the new world, bringing in your vision of your place in the new world. It's almost like the birth of the new world coming in through this convergence and this shift into the new age, the new world, the higher dimension. We're bringing in more unity rather than what helps me. It's what helps everyone. What is the win-win? I don't want to anything where I win and someone else loses, or someone else wins and I lose. What is the solution where we both win? Where a win for me is a win for you. Feeling the dolphins coming in now. Inakocho, inako-o, carrying you. Dolphins carrying you higher, carrying you to joy. Feeling this through the heart and the solar plexus, the throat again. Akacho, osoko, ochoko, o, osoko, o, ochoko, Itoko o, I'm seeing the Fibonacci spiral, the nautilus shell. Isoko, chokobotoko, sokobotoko, koko, sokoko, achakapo, asakata o, achapaga o, iskapo o, chokoboto, asakato, pochoko, toko, so, inako. Oh, okay. I'm seeing a whole array of my paintings, so I'm going to put a slideshow of them in the video. I'm seeing the turtle now. About play. Turtle is rebirth. It's play. I see the turtle as putting down work and moving into almost retirement, but retirement of the old life. Because retirement is also when you're moving into a freer, you've got more free time and you've done all your hard work, and it's where you can enjoy the resources and the time that you have as free time, not required to work. So this is the turtles. Okocho, sokopotokopo, okotokopo, osokopotokopo, osokoto, achokopoko, asakapataka, achoko, oso, atopokoso, achokapataka, asatapoko, isachapaka, sataka, atapo, asakatapoko, chokosotopoko, sotokopopo, asachokopoko, asapo, achapoko, sotoko, atokoso, apasatakapakatako, achokosatakapo, aka asatapa, atapo, ochopoko, asatapo, asachokopo, sotokopotoko, ochokopo, sotokopotoko, osochokopo, sokopotoko, ocho, osotopoko, asakato, ochopoko, asakatapoko, ichokasatapoko, tokopo, tokopo, osopoko, ochopo, asakapo, atoko, oposokopo. I'm feeling the spinal column becoming less rigid and untwisting. So the pelvis, the shoulders and the spinal cord are just reorganizing. But it's almost like any rigidity, almost like, someone's got scoliosis, they have surgery, have a pole put in their back to keep them straight. It's like a pole is being taken out. And the scoliosis being healed, except of course it's just a symbolic. So the spine is being strengthened and straightened and being made less rigid, more fluid movement. Ichoko, sokopotoko, chopoko, sotokoko, asakatako, kochapo, tokasakatako, achapo, sokotokopo, osotoko, asapakato, ochoko, toko, sopotoko. Ikacho, atapa, oko, isamanoko, ichukasoko, toko, topo, isokocho, tokopoko, sotoko, ichusokopotokopoto, kosotokopoko, chopo, isachokopoko, sotokopoko, sotokochopoko, sotokopo, ikatakachoko, sopokotopo, akachokoko. Okay, I'm being reminded of something I watched and I've come across a few times about straightening up your back. Having strong, straight posture is also the same as standing in your alignment and standing up like a king, moving into your own sovereignty. Receiving your crown, standing upright, standing strong, standing proud, standing confident, standing in your purpose and in your power. That's what's coming in. Yeah, there's still a big kind of ball in the throat trying to work through. And it's kind of popping a cork out of the third eye. Feeling a reorganization happening through the digestive system. What we take in and what we reject. We take in as part of us. That becomes the cells of our body, that becomes us. It's like an ache as the stomach lining is reorganizing to alter what it accepts into the body. And this is, of course, not just at a physical level, this is also emotionally what we will accept as part of us, take on and process, and mentally as well. What situations we will put ourselves in, kind of people will be around. Ikacho sokoto poko sokoto achapaka tokoso asakachapako tokoto poko sotopopo tokoto asapatoko sokopotoko chapoko sotokopotoka isacha sokopotokopo sokopotoko sokotokopo isakata sakapoko tokopo kotopo kopo sokopoto iskachapaka sakapoto asachapoko sopoko kotoko chopo sokotopo isacha sakapotokopo sotopokopo sokopoto Isachaka sapaka toko popo sokoto poko. Isachasaka pataka takasopoko topocho poko so. Chapasaka poko sokoto poko. Ichapasaka po sopoko toko po. Ichasapaka topoko sotoko poko. Isachasaka poko sokoto poko topoko sotopoko kotoko chopoko sopaka. Asakaka sapato kosokoto kosoto. Kasakato poko sokoto poko kosopoko asakaka sapoko topoko chopoko asachapaka sokopoko toko choposokotoko asachasapaka takapo sokotopoko topo chokoso asakapocho sokotopoko chopo sokoto asachaka sapoko toko sokotokopocho asakatapoko choko sokotopoko sokotokopoko asakachakapo sokotopoko tokopoko sokotokopo Asachasaka potoko, akasa chapoko, asapakacho, asakacho, apo, akataka, asoko, o. So I was feeling the 13 card, trust in the plan. So that feels like the message for today. And it feels like that hold your center message yesterday was also kind of expanded here through holding your center and then your strength, standing in your power and your knowing, and opening up to the higher, where the midline, the back, the center was strengthened, and that higher energy, that higher love, that cosmic heart was received into our bodies, into our digestive system, into all the cells of our bodies, into our hearts, into our throats, into what we speak, into what we transmit out through our voice, through our energy, through our presence, through our intentions, through our emotions. All of these are felt, picked up by others. All these are sent right back to us through the infinity loop. And lining up to the higher plan, aligning to the higher plan, to all the multidimensional levels, all the way up through the cosmic layers, to the source of the plan, and allowing it to bring us together as in our personal lives and collectively as a unity. So I hope you can receive those energies, listen to them over and over, because they will continue to work on all the resistances each time to fulfill their completion. They can only work with whatever level you're allowing them to work with at the time, and whatever level you can accommodate. So it's not until the next time you listen to them that they move through the next layer, like the layers of an onion. And with the paintings, just let your eyes wander over them wherever you're drawn to. With an open heart, allow yourself to receive the codes visually. And okay, there's another one. I need to put the white horse in there as well. Purity, which transmutes and detoxes. If you want to know any more about the paintings, I have done some videos on some of the paintings, so I will link those in the description box if you want to know more about them. But for the purposes here, I've just put them in to receive the codes visually. Ikacho sokotoko patoko sotoko otocho o ata ato o a pa ta ko oso otoko o ata saka o achokoto apoko asakoto achoko a o. And just to conclude, the final universal tarot card is that my cats have this little toy bird which they've dropped into their bowl of milk, the one that they had splashed all over their face yesterday. So the dove of peace, bringing the golden egg of illumination into the hearts of humanity, is now swimming in mother's milk. It's being met by humanity. It's the cat that got the cream. It's got milk all over its face as such. So it's being received in the hearts of humanity. Mother Earth is nurturing it and receiving it and feeding it. I hope you can really feel the anchoring of those codes of the cosmic Christed consciousness being received right through into the center of Mother Earth, into the hearts of humanity. And I hope you can really feel those shifts in the vibration you're transmitting, and receiving back to yourself, and can see it in all of those around you. I can certainly feel it. I felt the shift last night. I feel we're being met at all levels of our being, as planned, as in the divine plan. Happy solstice, happy new age, happy new world, happy Christmas, happy sacred convergence. Take care, everybody.